But Simon, we're talking about Dyche. Is he a relegation firefighter and no more? I mean, is he unfairly put in a box and looked upon as the man? If you want survival, Sean Dyche is the man. Well, if he is, surely there's no better man and no better moment.
I'm not sure he's a relegation firefighter because he put Burnley into Europe one season. I think he's somebody that operates at a very decent level. And in a utopian world where Everton were operating at the top of the league, it might be a different discussion about Sean Dyche, but they're not in that world. Sean Dyche has got lots to reacquaint himself with in terms of ambition and aspiration, and he's got an element of proving to do because he's been given a job. Everton's a big football club. It's not a big football club in terms of its performances right now, but it's a big football club, full stop. He wanted a big football club. He wanted a window of opportunity. Here's your window, Sean. Here's your moment. You don't go into places when they're wonderful. You tend to go in them when they're broken. Now you're going to fix it. And I would think that this will give Everton a shot in the arm. Now, some of those players they're not going to turn from pups into world beaters overnight, but what he's going to do is he's going to get some backbone into that team, and he's going to get some robustness and some resilience and some ability to overcome adversity. That's what he's going to be. He's going to have to do it quick. So his message has got to be imparted fast. And I suspect Sean, if it is indeed Sean and it's done, and Rob Seagull's done his deal and he's in there with a proper transaction, probably with a big bonus for keeping him up, will want to get his backside down and his head up, lickety split.
Yeah, I mean, he articulates himself very, very well indeed, Martin. There's one thing saying it, there's another thing doing it. But I think the Everton players will buy into it because they know what they're getting with Dyche. Bielsa was to walk in, you're like, well, not sure what this guy wants.
It's interesting, obviously, Everton are out of the FA Cup, so he's got a nice 7 or 8 days to prepare against Arsenal, top of the league. Huge challenge, and I think he'll relish that. You can just imagine, you can see it already, can't you? You can see how physical those Everton players will be, how aggressive they'll be. Their manager will really be getting them at it, as Frank Lampard's tried to do and haven't been able to find that ingredient. So he'll arrive, there's issues in the dressing room. Gordon doesn't want to stay. Decore.
Well, apparently he's at Finch Farm this morning.
Well,
he has pitched up.
Yeah, maybe his attitude was, I won't be there while there isn't a manager. Now it sounds like there's someone turning up. He's going to turn up as well. I'm not really sure what's gone wrong there. He hasn't really featured since Christmas, since Boxing Day. His performances have gone completely downhill, and he needs to show now that he is a true Evertonian and get in and fight and battle to stay up. Sean Dyche will hopefully persuade him to do that. Followed by that is a game against Liverpool. So they're two enormous games.
Welcome to Everton.
For him to come back into.
Yeah, a lot of messages coming in. Adam, I'm coming your way. Les, I'm coming your way as well. But a message there just caught my eye. Guys, have you ever met Sean? You know what he's like? Well, Simon and I have. Of course we have. You will as well, Martin, of course. This message says he's an amazing leader of people. He would be an excellent appointment, to be honest. Sean isn't a brand, he's a manager. Go Team Dyche. Adam, Evertonian, good morning. What would your perception of Sean be? And if he's appointed, you happy?
Yeah, good morning, gents. Welcome to another day in the soap opera that seems to be Everton Football Club.
Welcome, Adam.
I'm supported in the appointment, to be honest. I think the Bielsa appointment would have been all wrong for us. The type of football that he implements and the way that he plays, there isn't enough time to prepare the team for that. And I don't think we've got the players to hold the capability of that kind of football. So the priority for Everton is staying in the Premier League. Everton's fans aren't complicated beasts. We just expect 100% effort. And I think we all know that what you're going to get from a Sean Dyche team is 100% effort.
You see, I think that's it, Adam. I think you're spot on with that. When Simon and I had him in here, we knew what we were getting. We knew what we just had. When he left the studio, we knew a hell of a lot more about Sean Dyche because he told us what he's about.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you don't need to play. You don't need to play intricate, tippy-tappy football to stay in the Premier League. It's about results, and as Simon said before, it's not just about winning games, it's about not losing games. Those points that you're creating there make a massive difference.
Yeah, Adam, thanks for that. Les, what's your take on it?
Yeah, I echo Dan's sentiments, really. The problem is, under Carlo Ancelotti, he wanted to play a style of football, and we didn't have the players like Real Madrid have got, for instance. Now, under Frank Lampard, we had no style of play and we had no identity. We kept talking about plan A, plan B. We had no plan A or no plan B. Now, what Sean Dyche does, he takes the players he's got and he gets the best out of them. And that's what we've got to do at the moment. There's no good. We can't add stardust something that Mr. Jordan says, you can't polish something. It's still, you know what I mean? If you polish it, it's still what it is at the end of the day.
We get you, Les.
So you've got to take what you've got and make the best of it. And I think that's what Sean Dyche will do. And I think if we do survive, which I think we will under Dyche, then maybe giving a little bit of money and a little bit better what should we say, style of play might come along as well. So it's the first time he's been to. I mean, we are still a big club. I have to pinch myself. We're a little bit snobby as well at Everton. I've heard people say, Sean Dyche, he's only been at Burnley, but lads, let's wake up and smell the coffee. Look where we are and who we are at the moment. So let's cut our cloth accordingly, get the best out of the players, and let's look up for a change instead of looking down.
Oh, what a good call, Les. Thank you very much for that. I wonder what Burnley fans think of their former manager, if indeed it happens later today, heading to Everton. Simon, you're one of those Burnley fans. What do you think, mate?
Morning, gents. Yeah,
Morning.
I listened to your interview with Sean a couple of months ago, and I thought it was brilliant, and you got a real good idea of what the man's all about. I'm delighted that he's finally been taken out the so-called box that he talked about and finally given a chance. I would like to say as well, with all due respect to Martin, saying that I heard him say that Company there showed what you can do with those players. I don't know if Martin realises Company's brought in 19 new players. There's about 4 players left from the Dyche era, and saying you can play the same way in the Championship as in the Premier League, I don't buy it. Teams have tried that and gone straight back down. I think Company's a complete different team. I think it's great for Everton. And I think it's nice to hear the Everton fans saying that they need to smell the coffee, because I'm seeing a lot of entitled Everton fans on Twitter saying we've gone from Ancelotti to Dyche in 2 years. What's this? And I think you do need to wake up. And in my opinion, he's not a firefighter manager. He's not a Sam Allardyce. I think he's more than that. And I think they've got themselves a top bloke there.
Oh, Simon, your namesake's nodding here.
Oh, yeah,
but you go with what Simon's saying.
So. And I actually think the bigger concern for Everton was if Moshiri had probably had his way and Bielsa didn't turn him down, it'd have gone Bielsa. So I'm not sure how much he's learnt, but he's lucked out now because he's landed with Dyche. And it might be the best piece of luck that Moshiri's had.
I mean, it's interesting. I think, Martin, this is music to Evertonians' ears.
Well,
this comes about because I think, right, this guy gives us a chance.
It's a shame that he's had to almost call out for a job, isn't it? When you think what he's done in the Premier League. And it's about first steps. So the first step is obviously to retain that Premier League status. That's the first fight.
Yeah.
And I sincerely hope that he can do that. Maybe he is the right person for that job. My concern was at Burnley was how he had to keep reinventing it. He did it for many years, and at the end it didn't work.
Yeah.
Whether that was for a lack of expenditure, he'll have to tell us. But his concentration now will be on trying to keep this great club in the Premier League. And I tell you, Jim, it's not going to be easy by any means.
No, of course.
In a way, who else would you rather play? First game back, Arsenal at home, top of the table, for you to really set down a marker to your players, to set a new standard and change the culture in that football club.
Well, we're right across it, obviously. We're watching it very closely, and as and when we learn anything of a concrete nature, we'll bring it to you. But it's our understanding here, the Dyche very much in the box seat. So, when we know, you will know.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.